Hey everyone, Monday update. Tony George, DocSports.com. We're talking, I'll give you an early lean in Major League Baseball I passed on today. We have a game tonight. I'm also going to give you some stats and respond to a Twitter thing I saw this week regarding me. And we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs tonight, round two. Phoenix and Dallas tee it up tonight down in Phoenix. And we're going to talk about that game and a free play, a small free play, because I really don't like that game at all. I'm on the early game. But when it comes to Major League Baseball, someone said Tony George never met a favorite he didn't like. Well, we've won more than we've lost this year with that approach. And something, this is a handicapping lesson, and then an angle that I've seen early on this season that is probably well worth taking a look at. So you're here to learn, right? You're here to learn to make money. This will help you learn to make money. Mike Lee was a legendary handicapper out here in Las Vegas. He passed away like in about 2006, 2007. You may have heard of him. He's written some books over at the Gambler's Bookstore. You can find them on baseball. He was one of the better baseball handicappers I've known, and we could have a long discussion about baseball. A lot of things have evolved. The NFL has evolved. College football has evolved with the replays, refs getting more involved, the penalties against the quarterbacks, which change games. They tap their helmet. But one thing he told me, no matter what happens in sports, Tony, he saw this back in the early 2000s. Baseball's never going to evolve in terms of it's still going to be 3 or 4 different things that you handicap. And they're always going to remain true. And it has to this day. And it's 2022 now. But teams are favored for a reason. Because they're the better team. That's why they're favored. Favorites this year are 62.8% against the spread. They're 206 and 122 against the money line. That's almost 63% favorites are winning. That's why they're favored. No, I'm not laying 180, 220, 310. No, I'm laying less than 150 with the better team. They're the better team because they may have the better starter. They may have the better hitting rotation. They may have better on-base percentage. They have better slugging percentage. They have better bullpens. You're getting numbers to work off of now. We're 7-2 our last 9 because of it. We got more to work with. Just FYI. On the unders and overs, unders have dominated. 56.8%, 180, 137, and 115. So pitching is outweighing hitting right now. However, on Sunday, yesterday, the over went 12-3. Hello. Why is that? Well, always look at the last game of a series. Teams have played each other 2 or 3 times now. They're playing on Sunday, finishing up the series. They got a good feel for the other team. They know what the strengths are and what their weaknesses are after trial and error for the first couple 2 or 3 games. And usually on these weekend series, you're catching the 4th, maybe the 5th pitcher in the rotation. And the bullpens may be tapped from previous games. So always look at the number always look for reasons to take the over in the last game of a series. Just a handicapping angle. That being said, let's talk about this Phoenix game and Dallas. And I think the side play's too close to call. I know there's a lot of love for Phoenix in this one. Dallas played some hellacious defense against Utah. They got Doncic back, and much to everybody's surprise, Booker came back in the last game against the Pelicans and played like he didn't look like he was hurt. They limited some of his minutes, but now he's had more rest. He's going to play. These are 2 of the most biggest superstars in the league. Chris Paul's no slouch. Brunson's been playing well for Dallas too. These 2. I'm gonna pull up some numbers. We're gonna have some fun. Just me and you taking a piss over a fence post. So I don't like this. I don't like the side play. If this goes to 6, I'd take Dallas. It's a 5.5. But I do like the under 214. 3 games played this year. The unders were 213, 211.5, and 216. The 213 and 216 went under. The 211.5 went over by 4.5 points. You take a look at Dallas's defense; they've played well, and I think that the one thing about this game, Phoenix is not going to have near as difficult a time in the paint as they did against the Pelicans. Dallas does not have the strong inside game. Their whole game is outside, so if they can shut down Doncic with their perimeter defense, which they're pretty good at, it's going to limit Dallas's options scoring-wise, and that's probably why they're favored. But in this game here, Dallas has held their last 5 games, held a good team like Utah, 99 points a game. I like the under here. I think the under is in play. Small lean. This is not something you unload on. I don't like this game that well. Out of all the things that I like in this game, it would be the under. Even in the first half lines, this, that, and the other. I looked at every angle in this game. I like the under 214. Small lean. Major League Baseball, speaking of unders, early game, Sandoval going up against Cease in that Angels and White Sox game. You might want to take a look at the under. At least first 5 innings is 4. I think that might go under that first 5 innings. Stay under that 4 number. Early game. If you're watching this video late, it's already started. So, that being said, we'll also finish up NASCAR today. It was delayed yesterday. So we had 3 picks in that, 2 head-to-heads, and a top 5 finish. They still have 326 laps to go. So we'll post the results tomorrow. And don't forget also this week, WNBA starts. I've got team previews on every team coming out in the article section no later than tomorrow over at DocSports.com. Click the link in the description below. Get a free $60. If you've never been a member at Docs, we'll park $60 in there. No strings attached. Get yourself hooked up with a company that's been around 51 years. We know what we're doing. Doc Sports. Have a great Monday. Booyah.